Hello, hello. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome. Welcome to Build with Django, your first steps into web development. So, I'm excited to be here with you today to talk about one of my favorite topics, actually, how Django can be your gateway into amazing world of web development. So if you've ever wondered how websites are built, or if you've been curious about creating your own website but didn't know where to start, then you're exactly in the right place. So hopefully that's... So let me introduce myself quickly. I'm Freilla May Espinola, and I serve as the Executive Director for and newly elected board member of PyCon Asia organization. I'm also the Director of Diversity and Inclusion, and Outreach, at Python Philippines, and also the lead organizer for Django Girls in Philippines. So why am I here talking about Django? So because I truly believe that building websites should be empowering, not uh, not overwhelming. So too often, people think that web development is this incredibly complex, intimidating field that's only for computer science experts, but that's simply not true. So today, we are going to cover 4 key things. First, we'll understand what Django really is. Then we'll break down the key concepts in simple terms. We'll explore what amazing things you can actually build with Django. And finally, I'll give you a clear path forward to learn more about Django. So, but first, let's talk about why you should even care about web development in the first place. The most exciting reason is that it lets you turn your ideas into reality. Have you ever had an idea for a website or an app and thought, I wish I could build that? Like if you're seeing a cool website, cool something on the internet, you're gonna be thinking that, I wish I could do that as well. From a career perspective as well, web development is one of the fastest growing fields in the tech. The demand for web developers continues to grow year after year, and it offers incredibly flexibility. You can work remotely, freelance, or join an amazing company. But beyond career opportunities, web development is fundamentally about problem solving. You get to use technology to solve real-world problems for real people. And here's something every successful developer will tell you. The best way to learn programming is to build something that you care about. That's exactly what we're going to help you to do with Django. So what is Django, if you're wondering? So Django is what we call a web framework. Now, if you're new to programming, you might be wondering, what's a web framework? Think of it as a comprehensive toolkit that gives you pre-built components, built-in security features, database management, user management, and even an admin interface. So here's a great example. Instead of building a house from scratch, mixing your own concrete, cutting your own lumber, designing your own electrical systems, Django provides you with a solid foundation already and all of the essential tools you need. This means you can focus on the fun, creative part, making your ideas come to life. That's the beauty of Django. It handles all the technical complexity behind the scenes, so you can concentrate on building something amazing. So why does Django is perfect for beginners, actually? Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I'm a complete beginner. Is Django really right for me? So you don't have any, for example, you don't have any programming background, but you wanted to learn. like for yourself. If you're already done with your school but wanted to go to programming and stuff, so is Django really right for me? First, Django is built with Python. Which is widely considered in the most beginner-friendly programming language. Python reads almost like English, which makes it much more easier to understand what your code is. Second, Django enables incredibly fast development. So you can get your ideas online quickly with much less code than other frameworks are required. Then third, security is built right in. Django automatically protects you against common web vulnerabilities that you might not even know exist yet. And then fourth, Django has some of the best documentation in the programming world as well. The guides are clear, comprehensive, and written with the beginners in mind. And fifth, the community is incredibly supportive as well. Django developers are known for being welcoming and helpful to newcomers. And finally, Django follows the batteries included philosophy. Everything you need to build a complete web application comes right out of the box. So you don't need to spend weeks figuring out which additional tools to use or what other security database and other stuff that you need. So let me give you a quick taste of what Django code looks like. So here's some Python code that creates a blog post. So if you're gonna be creating, so if you can see, it's like, this is a create a blog post. So blog post objects create. You can create your title, content, author. So it's a readable thing. But here's where Django magics happen. With just those few lines of code, Django automatically creates database tables, handle user authentication, generates admin interface, manages URLs and routing, and renders HTML templates already. The result, you spend more time building the feature that makes your website unique and special, and less time dealing with boring technical plumbing that every website needs. So the more technical part, the skeleton behind that, you don't need to mind that anymore because it's already pre-built. So you have more time to be creative for your website already on that one. So now let's break down Django's key concepts. Don't worry, I'm going to make this a really simple one. So Django follows what's called the MVT pattern: models, view, and templates. So models handle your data, views contains your logic, and templates control your presentation. Think of it like a restaurant. Models are your ingredients, views are your chef, and the templates are how you plate and present the food to your customers. So this is like a whole scenario with this MVT pattern. So let's start with models. Think of models as blueprint for your data. They're like designing a form. What information do you want to store? First, a blog post, for example. You might want to store the title, the content, and who wrote it, and when it was published. Here's what it looks like in Django code. So you have a class, blog post, models, and then you're gonna be assigning title, models, character field, text field. So this is how you code for that one. And here's the amazing part. Django automatically creates the database for you on this one. So you don't need to add another line of code just to create a database for that. And then you don't need to know SQL or database design because Django already handles all of that complexity. So views. Views are like the brain of your application. They decide what happens when someone visits your website. Submit a form, performs a search or logins. So it's in view. Here's a simple view that gets all blog posts and display them on a blog page. So you define blog list and then render the request, and then this is the variable post. So it will get all blog posts and show them on a blog page for a translation for that particular code. So Django already handles the complex web server stuff behind the scenes on that one. So it's in a simple line of how many code is that, then it will just show your all of your blog posts already. And then for the templates are like HTML with superpowers. Regular HTML creates static content that never changes, but Django templates create dynamic content that changes based on your data. They can display database content, show different content to different users, loop through lists, and include reusable components. So in this right side, so I'm using like H1 for the template and then my blog. And then this particular code for Django, so it's a loop showing all of my posts through this post. And then another HTML tag with a post title, post content, and author already being shown in the template. The template automatically displays all your blog posts, no matter how many you have, because it's inside the loop. And also, there's a secret weapon for Django, actually. It's the admin panel for Django. Django gives you a completely free professional admin interface already. This isn't something you have to build. It's automatically generated for you, so it's already there. You automatically get user management, content editing, data filtering, and search, permissions and groups, and data export functionality. This is perfect for managing blog posts if you have if you're a writer, adding a new user, editing site, content management, moderating comments, and viewing analytics as well. I'm not exaggerating when I say this alone saves weeks of development. Most web frameworks make you build an admin interface from scratch. Django just gives it to you for free. So I'm just gonna show you an example of the Django admin. So this is a Django admin for Django girls that we're using. So we have forms here, questions that we have like for coaches. So these are different pages or different content that we have. And then we can create flat pages as well. And then website contents as well, website menus. So you can change the functionality as well for this admin panel to cater what you need for your website. So this is what we have right now. And then, just gonna close this one. So Django gives you a completely free professional admin. So you already see that one interface. You automatically. So how it fits together. So how all the parts work together. So let me show you how all of these pieces work together in real life. When a user visits your website, at example, Freilla.com, Django's view processes that request and gets data from your models. Then the template renders HTML by combining that data with your design. Finally, the user sees a beautiful dynamic web page. So for example, a web page that was created based on Django is we have this one. So this is an example of a Django web page that we created. This is free, by the way, that we created. So that is just for an example. So what can you build with Django? You might be surprised. Django powers website used by millions of people every single day. Some famous Django sites include Instagram for photo sharing, Pinterest for visual discovery, Spotify for music streaming, YouTube for video content, and Dropbox for file storage. These are massive, world-class applications built with the same framework you'll be learning. So Django is perfect for building social networks, e-commerce sites, content management systems, APIs and backends, and data analysis dashboard. So here's what I want you to remember. If Instagram, Pinterest, and Spotify can build their platforms with Django, you can absolutely build your project with Django too. Speaking of your first project, let me suggest some perfect beginner projects for this one. A personal blog. If you wanted to test Django for the first time, first projects that you can do is personal blog. It's a fantastic for beginners because you'll practice all the basic operations already. Creating, reading, updating, and deleting content. A portfolio site as well. Perfect for showcasing your work while learning how to handle static files like image and CSS. And then a third one is a book reviews site. Lets you work with user accounts and more complex data relationships already. So here are my tips for your first projects. Start simple. You can always add features later. Follow a tutorial first to learn the basic. If you don't know programming before, so following a tutorial first to learn the basic, then don't worry about making it perfect. Focus on learning, not impressing others. And definitely deploy it online. Even it's basic, actually. There's something magical about seeing your creation live on the internet. So how do you actually start this journey? For essential resources, I recommend starting with the official Django tutorial at docs.djangoproject.com. It's comprehensive and well-written, actually. Then the Django Girls tutorial at tutorial.djangogirls.org. It's a beginner-friendly approach. And then the Python org, a beginner's guide will help you get comfortable with Python first if you need to. If you don't know how to code as well for Python, then you can go to the Python org. Getting started for a beginner's guide. But learning isn't just about tutorials. Community is crucial as well. Join the Django community at djangoproject.com/community. Participate in Django Discord or Reddit to ask questions and get help, and look for local meetups and events, including Django Girls workshops, which create incredibly supportive learning environment as well. And then, yeah, your Python user group local as well. Here's your concrete next steps. First, choose a tutorial and start learning. Don't overthink this. Just pick one and begin. Second, build your first project, even it's a very simple one. Third, join a community where you can ask questions and share your progress. And fourth, keep building and learning consistently. The key is to start. You don't need to know everything before you begin. You learn by doing things. So, key takeaways for this one. Let me leave you with 4 key takeaways. First, Django helps you build websites with less code and more clarity. You can focus on your ideas instead of getting lost in technical complexity. Second, you don't need to be an expert to start building useful things. Every expert was once a beginner who decided to start somewhere. Third, the Django and Python community are genuinely welcoming and beginner-friendly. So don't be afraid to ask questions, share your progress, and help others when you can. And fourth, learning is so much easier when you're part of a community. So join Django communities, Python meetups, attend meetups, and find your people. And remember this, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for your attention today, and I hope I've shown you that Django really can be your gateway into web development or getting into programming. I'd like to stay connected with you on this journey, so you can reach me at this particular email, my LinkedIn, and also GitHub. And but most importantly, go build something amazing. The world needs the website applications that only you can create, and so I love to answer any questions that you have right now.
Yeah, hello ma'am. How to deploy it online, like after completing it?
Yeah, for our tutorials, if you wanted to learn and wanted to deploy it online, we have just a quick one. We deploy it at Python Anywhere actually. Like when because I'm doing this particular workshops every now and then for Django girls, particularly for women that has no means to, like, a safe space for women to learn things. So we deploy it Python Anywhere. So at the end of the day, they can see their what you call this one, their work, and be encouraged to learn more. But you can deploy this anywhere actually, like in Heroku, the AWS. So yeah, it will be, it depends up to you. You can host it on your own as well.
Does that framework gives us any tool to deploy it?
Yeah. This the Django tutorial that this particular Django tutorial has a beginner-friendly instruction here, and it will tell you how to deploy it live. So you have, this one. You can deploy this. So it will explain actually on how to deploy it. It will, you will gonna be putting your code to GitHub and then deploy it to Python Anywhere hosting. So you have a live website working. So you can follow the tutorial django.org if you wanted to learn. And then to see your work at the end of the day that is already in live working website.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So I think.
Okay. If there's no more question, thank you, Ms. Freilla, for sharing on Django, how